All right, hi guys. So I'm going over your Wednesday Desmos. So I'm gonna go through 1 through 3, and then I'll make another video tomorrow for the remainder. But I'm gonna go over 1 through 3 on the Desmos. If you missed class, we did add to our math notebook, so the link is right here. So if you click on it, it will open up your notes, and you're writing this in your notebook, your composition notebook for math. If you don't have a composition notebook, you didn't pick a blank one up from the school, you can write it on blank, like white printer paper, or you can write it on lined paper, like in a journal. So far for the second trimester, we have 2 notes. You're writing this one down today in your notes. And then for slide 2, you're writing, is your second note. So slide 1 on the Jamboard, okay, this is loading very slowly. So slide 1 on your Jamboard, this one you're writing in your notes today. It's all about percentages. So we went over how to find total, we add it, how to find tax, we divide, and then if we have a piece and a whole, so sometimes it's worded as is over of. So to find a percentage, we can do a piece divided by a whole because it's a proportion. I have an example of what that might look like. And then we've also seen double number lines. So a couple different ways to solve different percent problems. You don't have to use color. I just use color to show you these 2 are related to money. These 2 are finding percents, and these 2 are finding an amount of the percent. So you're copying this down. It says 12, 9, 20. And then if you click this arrow, slide 2 is the second note that you should have in your notebook already. So we wrote down words that tell us what to do, so what kind of operations to do. And then the other slides are from previously, but you should have this one and this one in your notes. And you'll take a picture of that next Wednesday. All right, so if you click on this Desmos link, it will take you to the Desmos, and your name should be on there. And you just click Start. It says Notice and Wonder, so the price of sunglasses. You are on vacation and you want to buy a pair of sunglasses for $10 or less. You find a pair with a price tag of $10. That cashier says the total cost will be $10.45. So what happened? What did you notice that happened? We're in junior high, so we're going to write complete sentences. So I noticed that, what do you notice about this problem? So maybe you notice something changes, maybe you notice something about the picture. So you're going to tell me something that you notice. Start with I notice. And then in this one, it says, what do you wonder? So you're going to write, I wonder why. Tell me a question you have. I wonder why these don't match, or I wonder why something. So a question about the problem and something you notice about the problem. You can click share with the class when you finish writing your sentence, and then click next. For number 2, it says shopping in 2 different cities. Different cities have different sales tax rates. Here are the sales tax charges on the same items in 2 different cities. Complete the table. So same items, and it gave me the price. I have to find the sales tax and then add them to get the total. So they gave me the price of the item. I have to calculate sales tax, and then I add them together to get total. All right, so I'm going to show you on a Jamboard, so it's a little easier. So this is City 1. So this is your table for City 1. I put a space right here because I want you to think of price and sales tax as proportions. So this is like X and Y. So remember we spent 2 months talking about proportional relationships, so finding that multiplier between them. So what is the multiplier between price and sales tax? So I'm basically trying to find out what is K. So what am I multiplying all of these prices by to get sales tax? So I'm trying to find out what is Okay, what is my tax? What am I multiplying by? So I'm going to multiply the price by my tax to get my sales tax. So what am I multiplying by? So I'm trying to figure out 8 times what is 0.48. 25 times what is 1.5. So trying to figure out what am I multiplying the price by to get sales tax. And if I don't know, you guys told me that I can divide. So I can go backwards and divide. So if I'm ever stuck and I don't know what I'm multiplying by, I can always undo it with division. There you go. So I'm going to do y divided by x, or sales tax, or sales tax divided by price. So I'm going to take this number right here. I'm going to divide it by 8. So 0.48 divided by 8. And you should get 0.06. I could have also taken 1.5 and divided by 25. So remember, we divide left to right on these tables. So 0.48 divided by 8 gives me what I'm multiplying by. So you can check it in your calculator. So 0.48 divided by 8 is 0.06. The tax will stay the same for the city. So it's going to be 0.06 for all of them. So it's proportional. Taxes are proportional. Taxes are proportional. So I found out what I'm multiplying by, and I did it by taking the sales tax divided by price. And it makes sense. If you accidentally divide price by sales tax, you're going to get a really big number. And you know that tax is usually 10% or less. So you definitely know that this is about 6%. This is 6%. So if you accidentally do divide the wrong way, just check, hey, this seems like too much tax. All right, so I found out what I'm multiplying by. So 1 times 0.06 is 0.06. 12 times 0.06 is 0.72. And then x times 0.06, we can write that as 0.06 times x, or 0.06x. So I can put a multiplication symbol here if I want to, but I don't have to. So it's just 0.06 times x. And for the total cost, so for this column right here, I just got to add them together. So 8 plus 0.48 is $8.48. 25 plus $1.50 is $26.50. $1 plus 0.6, oops, there you go, 0.6 is 1.06. $12 plus 0.72 is 12.72. And then x plus 0.06x, we're just going to mush them together. So I'm just going to mush them together. So in the end, you should have that written down right there. So that's my table. All right. So I just showed you on a Jamboard how we got our answers. So think of this as proportions. So 8 times 0.06. So I'm multiplying, I'm multiplying the price by 0.06. So my tax is 6%. All right. Oops. 0.06. There you go. So I'm multiplying by 0.06. All right. So we have 0.06. We have 0.72. You can just check your calculator. And then we have 0.06x. And then we're going to add them together. So I'm going to leave the adding to you. So I did it in previously, but this last one is x plus 0.06 I just put a plus sign between these two. For city 2, I'm going to do the same thing. So I need to figure out what I'm multiplying by. So I multiply by the tax, or my K. So think of this as X and Y. And so I'm trying to figure out what is my multiplier? What is my K? What is my constant? What is my tax? All right, so I'm multiplying. So I'm going to do 8 times what is 0.64, 25 times what is 2, and then those should help me find the rest. So this is a multiplication symbol. So 8 times what is 0.64? Well, if I don't know, I can divide. So I want to do 0.64 divided by 8. 0.64 divided by 8, and I get 0.08. So I'm multiplying all of these by the same thing because tax is a constant, so it should be the same. All right. So that means 1 times 0.08 is 0.08. 12 times 0.08 is 0.96. And x times 0.08, well, I can just write 0.08 times x, or I can write 0.08x. Be careful, you gotta write 0.08. And then to find my total cost, I just add. So I'm gonna add my price and my sales tax. Add my price and my sales tax. Add my price and my sales tax. So for the total, I'm adding. So they did the first one for you. So $8 plus 0.64 is 8.64. $25 plus $2 is $27. So you're going to go through and add those. And for the last one, it's just x plus 0.08x. So I just mushed these together with a plus sign. So that's my equation. So over here, we filled it out. We're multiplying by 0.08, so the tax is 8%. So 0.08x. For these spots right here, you get to pick what you want the item to be, so you can really pick anything you want. Anything you want. And then the equation for the bottom is just x, my price plus the sales tax, so 0.08x. All right. So feel free to pause that and rewatch it. For slide number 3, it says shopping in a third city, so new sales tax. We had 6% sales tax, we had 8% sales tax. Here is the sales tax on city 3. What is the tax rate in this city? So for this city, I want to find out what am I multiplying by. So what do I multiply the price by to equal the sales tax? I'm going to write it up here actually. So price times K, or the tax, equals the sales tax. Put equal sign up here. There we go. So K, or my multiplier, is my tax. My K is my tax. K equals tax. So we're back to something that we've done a lot of. K is my tax. So price is my X, sales tax is my Y. So X times Y. X times K equals Y. So what am I multiplying by? Well, I have no idea. So I'm going to take what I know and I'm going to divide. So I'm going to go left. I'm going to go right to left. So Y divided by X. So 0.58 divided by 8. So 0.58 divided by 8 And you should get a small number because it is tax. So 0.58 divided by 8. Put that in your calculator. Definitely want to practice using your calculator. I get 0.0725. So my multiplier is 0.0725. But it wants to know the sales tax as a percent. So that's my multiplier, but I want to make it a percent. So how do I convert it to a percent? I multiply it by 100. So I can do, so to make it a percent, I can multiply it by 100, which gets me 7.25%. Or I can move the decimal over 2 places if you know that trick. So 1, 2. So my percent is 7.25. Taxes typically don't have more than one number after the decimal. So if I put 7.25, it doesn't like that because it wants me to round it. If you remember to round it, I want to, do I round this number or do I keep it the same? I got to look at the one next to it. It's bigger than 4. So I'm going to round this up to 7.3%. So a little review of rounding. So if you put 7.3%, you'll get it correct. So we rounded it. It says for the sales tax on the laundry soap, Kieran says that it should be 84 cents and Lynn says it should be 0.86. Well, let's check. Let's do 12 times 0.0725 because that's my K, my multiplier. So let's check. 12 times 0.0725. Oops, I get 87 cents, maybe 8. If I do 0.073, I get 88 cents. So do I agree with either of them? 0.84, 0.86, not really. When you multiply $12 by 7.3%, you get about 87 or 88 cents. So neither are correct. Something like that. You don't have to copy it word for word. Spell check. So I had to, once I found out what I was multiplying by, I had to go back and multiply by it. So I multiplied by 0.0725. All right, so it's kind of a lot of math, but it's all about proportions. We've done this a lot. So neither of them are correct. Don't forget to share it with the class. And then we are going to pick up on number 4 tomorrow. And you don't have to turn it in because it's not due till tomorrow, and I'll make a video for the rest. So don't turn it in. Don't forget that we are going to have a supply pickup. So I put a banner in the stream. You can pick up more supplies tomorrow between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. or between 2 and 4 o'clock. So you have a couple different times that you can come tomorrow to the school. You just drive through, pick it up, and go. It shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. So it's distribution. You can get some pencils, markers, all that stuff. And then if you got a 3.0 or higher for the first trimester, you have an honor roll certificate. A 3.0 means you have all Bs or an average of a B. So if you have all A's or all B's, you probably have a 3.0, or you do have a 3.0. If you have C's, you may have a 3.0 if you have some A's in there. So definitely go pick up some supplies and you might get an honor roll certificate. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow.